Hey, yo, what's up, guys? I'm back with another video, and from jump, I want to say thank you so much for the support on my last one. It was incredible. It was amazing. Thank you for everybody who subscribed and all the comments and all the likes. I much appreciate it. But for this video, it's gonna be the same type of video, like basically a tips and tricks. Now I'm gonna give you tips on how to fight the Anointed. He's a boss in this game. So yeah, I found it a little difficult because of how he played. He wasn't as all that strong. Just the stuff he was doing was causing a lot of damage, and I found a way that I can defeat him a lot easier. And I thought I'd share it with y'all. So make sure you turn on the post notifications, like, comment, subscribe for more content, and sit back and relax. So yeah, my first tip, aside from defeating the Anointed, but this can go pretty much for the entire game, always use shields with a high recharge rate. Don't always go for the shields with a high capacity, because when a boss or enemies deplete that shield, it takes forever to come back, and then it starts taking your regular health, and then you're knocked, and then you're dead. So always try to find, even if you got to take a lower capacity for a higher recharge rate, that's always good. It don't sound good, you might want the higher capacity, but in the long run, fighting a boss like the Anointed, having a high recharge rate is always good. Okay, now that that's out the way, let me show you how to defeat him. So basically, as you can see right here in this clip, I was trying to actually get away from him to go and heal, but I realized that he kept phasing through and kept chasing me. That was like the first boss I've ever dealt with that actually chased me, and then I eventually died. So I had died like 2 to 3 times because I was trying to figure out a place that I can go to be safe and actually heal, but I couldn't find them. And then I backed all the way up into this room, and this is where you're gonna fight him at. This room is built like a big rectangle, and each side there's a stairwell. And what you want to do is you want to stand on either side of the big rectangle, which is the size of the room, and stand in the hallway. And the reason this works is because the hallway is so narrow, as well as the stairwell, to where he can't walk up it. So he stands in the middle of the doorway, and he can't move. He's gonna phase from side to side, and you basically just keep shooting him. And you just stand there and you take your time, and patience is the key for this one as well. There's only a few things you have to worry about that I'm gonna tell you about. Like now you can see that he's moved into the hallway, and then you can see that it's too narrow for him to walk through because he's so fat. Like he should have been on some sit-ups before the mission or whatever. But basically, he's gonna stand in the hallway for most of the time. But when he starts to take too much damage, you will see that he'll go to like the lower level and stand in front of the balcony. And don't worry, all you have to do is shoot at him to get him to move again, and then he'll come back to the hallway, and then he'll start shooting. But as you can see right here, how he's starting to shoot the fireball blast. That's one of the things you have to worry about, that I'm about to explain. Okay, so when he starts to shoot the little fire rockets, you have to be careful because first of all, they're elemental. So when they hit you, they're gonna do the burn damage afterwards. And if you don't have a power up or an ability to help replenish your health like I do as fast as it's taken, then you can get knocked pretty easy. So what you want to do is when you start to see them, you cannot dodge them in the hallway that's so narrow. And I got hit a few times because I thought because I knew I could survive the hit, but it was still dangerous because if he'd came with a second hit, I would have been knocked and I'd had to start over. So what you want to do is just simply jump over the balcony and go to the other side and continue the process on that side because it's the same hallway, same setup, and there's nothing different. All you gotta do is jump over the balcony and get to the other side. But when you do this, and if you're weak, you have to be careful because he starts to call in his backup, the extra bandits. And if you're really weak and you take maybe a shotgun hit or a grenade hit or something that's heavy, you can actually get knocked, and that's even worse. And you don't need that. So if you take a lot of damage, just hurry up, jump off, and continue to jump. Like never run, just continue to jump, and just keep jumping all the way to the other side. And by that time you'll be healed. And then by that time he'll actually meet you over there, and you just continue the same process. Okay, so basically the last thing you have to worry about is the Goliath. The Goliath is one of the bandits that comes through the door that he summons for backup, and it's aggravated because they're actually small enough to get through the hallway. And the bad thing about them is they'll regularly shoot at you, but the minute they take damage from you, and if you don't shoot at them enough, they will actually power up, and then they will start raging. And then if you shoot at them again and you don't kill them, they will power up again and continue to rage, and they get bigger and stronger. and then they'll continuously run at you like it's doing here. And this can cause a lot of problems, because if you take a lot of damage in maybe say the hallway and you jump out and then you take a damage by the Anointed, you'll be knocked in no time. So what you want to do is, when they start to, if you can, try to shoot at them and down them as soon as possible and kill them. Like throw grenades at them, empty the entire magazine into them, so you know you don't have to worry about that, because it's a few of them that come through the door or that he summoned. And then you don't need two problems. You already have a big enough problem as it is. So if you happen to shoot at them, or if you just notice that on the map there's a red dot running at you, just continue to jump around a whole entire rectangle until you kill it. But you know, try to down it as soon as possible so you don't have to waste as much ammo on it. But if you can, don't even shoot at it at all. Don't let it power up or rage. Just focus on the Anointed for the time being. Another small tip that might help you out is, during like another mission, I was lucky enough to pick up like an epic launcher. If that's the highest rarity there is, I believe, and if it's even called epic. But anyway, and what it is, it's very strong, and it does elemental damage of each type every time I shoot it. So if you're lucky enough to pick up an elemental launcher, that'd be great, because after you shoot at something, or shoot at the Goliath or the Anointed, it's still doing that lasting damage where you try to get away, or maybe say go here. And over time, that lasting damage does take a toll, and it can also help you, you know, keep a lot more ammunition inside your pockets instead of just shooting everything with regular bullets. But yeah, as you can see, I defeated them, and it only should take you maybe 10 minutes. Just remember to always stay patient and never try to bite off more than you can chew, because I promise you the game will beat you before you beat it if you try to fight him head up, because he's too strong and he phases too much. So yeah, one more real quick tip that y'all might find helpful. At the end of that mission, when you fight the Anointed, when you go back and progress through the story, you're gonna have to match up like a statue and a backdrop and another statue to open a trap door on the theater stage, as you can see right there in front of you. And you're gonna have to pull these levers that's in front of you to basically match the puzzle. Somebody over the walkie-talkie intercom is gonna be telling you what to match up, and I found it maybe troublesome for me trying to listen to what he said and match up, and basically I was just pulling a lot of levers and hitting X till basically I got it correct. So yeah, that's what you're gonna look at: the statue to your left, the backdrop, and the other statue to your right. Just match those three up and pull the lever, and it should open the trap door for y'all, no problem. I'm trying to save y'all some of the trouble that I had went through. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, thanks if you made it to this point in the video. I hope these tips help you out, as much as it should have helped me if somebody would have told me. I'm glad I could have found it for you guys. And I should be able to catch you on the next one. Oh, and another thing, at my 1,000 subscriber mark, I'm doing a gift card giveaway for either. I'm gonna send you a code for either Xbox or PlayStation. So my 1,000 subscriber mark, as we get closer, I'll tell y'all, when that'll be. So yeah, thank y'all for chilling with me and listening to my tips and tricks, and I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. Peace.